Hey guys, what's up? I'm Morgan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad that you are here because today's video, you guys, is all about how you position your brand, which is something called brand positioning. And brand positioning has a lot to do with your target audience. Now, I have videos about how to target your audience, things to look out for. I also will have this more in depth in my course that is coming out in August. Stay tuned for that. But in today's video, guys, I'm going to teach you guys or talk to you guys more specifically about what's changed when it comes to your target audience and how you target them during this pandemic, during the stay at home, during this new business mindset shift when it comes to actually working from home and branding your businesses more so on your own instead of with, other agencies or things like that, or trying to do things such at a large scale, because your target audience, the way that you get their insight is a lot different now. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. So usually when it comes to your target audience, automatically you start to think about the demographics. Now, demographics is always going to be something that you should look out for. However, doing things now, especially in the times that we are living in our current situation, your target audience is looking for something a little bit different and a little bit more personal when it comes to how you are able to reach them. Now, what I mean by demographics in the first place is when you look for age, the sex, the location, what kind of work that they do for a living, where do they live, what climate do they live in, and things like that. All those things go into targeting your audience. So when you are trying to target your audience in that way, things might be a little shifty right now, because if I'm here, like in California, for instance, I'll use this as an example. If I'm here in California and, I run into somebody who's like 21 years old and they have a certain way of living, they're 21 years old, they're from California, they're more about that beach lifestyle, they're more about that being around friends type lifestyle. So in all actuality, if you have a clothing line or a swimwear boutique or something like that, the type of swimwear that you will sell to someone here in California with that demographics is going to be a little bit different from somebody who lives most likely in like Long Island and they're the same age. However, their lifestyle is a little different because they don't have, the same type of fast-paced energy as we would here in California. So they're not going to be looking for the same things. So when you try to sell everything to the same type of person, then what you do is you miss your mark in the long run, because when you have that mindset of sell without actually targeting, you end up setting yourself up to do a lot more work on the back end. Another example with your target audience would be you're going more deeper into the demographics, meaning if you want to target somebody that's like 35 years old from New York and they have this fast-paced lifestyle, because New Yorkers are more fast-paced, they're used to go, and she's 35 years old, she works in like a corporate type of job, and she goes out to like brunches with her friends and things like that. And then you do the same thing again back to California, you target someone that's 35 years old, they are also in a corporate position, they go to brunches. However, the difference is you're targeting someone who lives in a certain area, in a certain way of living, and you're targeting someone on the opposite end of the spectrum with the same age, same type of work, except for you're going to be selling them two different things, because California and New York have two different ways of living. The only common ground that you would have in this instance is their demographic. It is the actual things that makes them the same type of person. However, again, back to this however business. However, when you are trying to target the same type of person like this and you're trying to sell them the exact same thing, you're going to have this shift. You're going to hit the mark on one end and you're not going to hit the mark on the other. What you want to do when you're doing your analytics and things like that, you're calculating what's really going on, is look at the person who's buying into you. Usually the person that's buying into you has a similar personality to you as a business owner and a brand owner. Now, when it comes to the personality traits, that is a completely separate thing, because personalities are crazy, okay? You can have somebody that's wild and bubbly, you have another person that's relaxed and calm, okay? So you don't want to market your product to all those people. You don't want to do that, okay? So moving on into what's new and what's happening right now. target audience is a little bit different now. What we're doing and what I've been seeing and what I've been utilizing, which is something that I've always utilized, however, I'm doing it a lot more now because I realized that targeting people for demographics is not working. You have to target people now. People are more so into cultural based buying. And cultural based buying, what that means is you see it all over the internet right now, especially with Black Lives Matter, especially with a lot of people being a lot more aware and more cautious about who they're purchasing with. So spending habits have definitely changed. And when it comes to creating a target audience based on what's currently happening, you have to look at things at face value, and you have to look at things in terms of how people are spending now. Not how people are used to spending, but how people are spending now. So when you're creating your products and you're creating your campaigns and creating your marketing tactics and creating your brand elements for your Instagrams and Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn, all those profiles, all these different types of social medias, the things that you're going to be focused on more now is your conscious effort to actually connect with your audience emotionally. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Emotionally. Connect with your audience emotionally. I kid you not. You have to be able to connect with someone from emotion, instinct, personality, the mood settings that you have and things like that. If you can't connect with somebody based on a vibe, chances are they're not going to buy from you. And the way that fast fashion is working, fast fashion is starting to turn into social media fashion. And a good example of that is you see all these posts that says tag Black businesses, tag Black owned companies, tag Black small companies, and things like that. And if you are someone who's been paying a lot of attention to this and seeing all the companies that are being tagged, what you have is a swarm, like an army of people that already know the popular brands. So they're gonna tag the popular brands because the popular brands have a larger following. They're not really digging deep into more small businesses within certain areas. You see the same brands being tagged over and over and over and over again. And this is creating fast fashion on social media, okay? It's no longer Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, Fashion Nova. It's no longer that. What's happening is the fast fashion is starting to merge onto our social media platforms through small businesses. And not saying that these small businesses are doing things that are unethical, because I don't believe that at all. But what I am saying is, when you are marketing, like I said, you can't be on a competitor level with the brands that are super popular right now, especially on Instagram. You can't compete and you can't put yourself in that competitor's edge with those brands, because those brands have a large following and they're not utilizing the emotional aspects and things like that, and they don't have to utilize it because they have that following already. So when you are new and you are starting off and you're just now getting online, those brand elements have to change. And what I mean by having to change is you have to approach social media and your marketing in a completely different way from the brands that are being tagged over and over and over again, because what people are doing is swarming in just into those brands that are being tagged. Yes, they're looking at other brands and they're going out of their way to shop with a more conscious effort, and they're going out of their way to actually look into these different brands. But what you need to know as a new brand is, when you are trying to create your target audience right now on social media, is to create a brand page that is going to really pack a punch against the brands that are super popular. And the way that you can do that is do exactly what they're not doing. They are not posting things related to connection. They're posting things based on sales. So what you do is post things based on connections. You have to create a mood setting. You have to create this vibe. You have to create functionality. You have to create a story. You have to be able to make an audience sit on your page, scroll through your page, and purchase from you eventually. You know what I mean? You have to have something like that. And in order to have something like that, you really have to pay attention to all of the things that goes into your brand elements, every single thing, making sure you have consistency across the board, making sure that your images and things like that are very consistent. They don't have to be professional images or whatever, but it is a great idea to put forth a little bit of effort into your social media marketing, your social media posts, everything that has to do with your website, making sure everything is aligned. Because right now, again, it's less about age, location, job. It's less about that, because right now a lot of people aren't working, a lot of people are at home, you know, so it's less about those things, and it's more about connection, emotion, what it is that you're selling, how is it relatable, what are you filling the void in. It's more about those things. So just pay attention to what you're doing online and all those things. Now, before I end this video, I just want to say that you guys, I have a branding agency. It's called the Social Branding Hub. If you follow me on Instagram, you already seen me post about it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Mayhem _ or the Social Branding Hub Instagram account. You see all the links in my regular bio on my Instagram account. You can book an appointment if you're a new brand, if you're an established brand, or if you are a brand that has been up and running for a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, and you just haven't hit that mark and you're trying to figure out those brand elements and things like that. That's what I do, you guys. I am a brand coach. I am a brand consultant. All you have to do is book an appointment. You can book it yourself straight through my Instagram account, and we'll get it going. So just keep that in mind, but also make sure, again, if you have to go through any brand elements, if you can't book a call right now, look at my previous videos. I have so many videos about branding, and you can learn a lot just from putting things together through these videos. And that's all I wanted to say. Pay attention to creating a connection with your audience, because that's what's going to set you apart from the brands that are already very established on Instagram and that have websites and things like that. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.